Hi, everyone. I want to welcome you to the 10th International NBIA Disorders Association Family Conference. For those of you who weren't with us last night and those watching via live stream, I'm Patricia Wood, President and Founder of NBIA Disorders Association. For those who participated in the mentor program yesterday and joined us for dinner in our Getting to Know You session, I hope you had fun and that you made some new friends. Our first family conference in 2000 had 18 families and 70 people participating. It was in conjunction with the first scientific symposium for Haller-Worden-Spatz syndrome. That's what it was called back then. And there was no genes yet discovered in 2000, and much was unknown, but it was a start. It was a dream come true for me, bringing together NBIA families and researchers for the first time anywhere in the world and seeing a community born that weekend. Here we are 19 years later with this year's conference, our largest ever. We had 77 families registered. Unfortunately, one family had to make a trip to the hospital instead of coming here, and one parent from Wisconsin was on his motorcycle coming from Wisconsin, and in Ohio he crashed and had to return home with 6 broken ribs. But Vince shipped his silent. He was determined to get his silent auction items here. So you'll see the Harley-Davidson motorcycle T-shirts in the back that he shipped to me so that he could participate. So Vince, if you're watching, I hope you feel better. We have 285 attending the conference with 37 families for the first time. We are truly international with 10 countries represented. Families have traveled a far distance to be here, but I think our Australian family wins the prize. Thanks to our scholarship donors, we were able to fund registration fees and 4 nights hotel for 7 families. I'd also like to give a special thank you to our family conference and development committees. Both of these committees help us plan and execute this year's conference, and we truly appreciate those that volunteered their time and efforts. I'd like to ask all those to stand who are on these 2 committees so that we can give you a round of applause. So I know some of you are here. Please stand. Okay, and I'd like to especially thank our board member, Sue Lapola, who is our conference committee chair. She did a fabulous job organizing the conference and in many hours of work to help make this conference a success. And unfortunately, she's in the care room helping organize that, so she's not here, but I still would like to give her a round of applause for all her work. And now I'd like to thank our sponsors. All but 2 are in attendance today, and I'd also like you to stand when your name is called. A listing of our sponsors can be found in the back of your program. So our conference sponsors, Wanda Fox couldn't be here, but we have Colleen and Alan Lukoff. Colleen's our development director. Colleen, are you here? And we have Regina Neal and Mark Botten. Regina's here back in the registration. She helped us yesterday. Then our bronze sponsor is Sue Lapola family. So not only was she conference chair, but she was a sponsor also. Our silver sponsors, we had an anonymous donor. She doesn't want to be recognized, but her generosity really touched my heart. She came through when I really needed it. And then we have Doug and Kimberly Burke. Is Kimberly here? Doug? Then we have the Jason Murdoch family, and my sister Diane Murdoch is back there representing them. And then we have Retrotope Inc., and I think Mark Madai, is he here? There you go. And we have Victoria Stapleton, my other sister, back in registration. For our gold sponsor, we have BPAN Warriors, represented by Sarah Chisholm. Sarah, is Sarah here? And then we have our elite sponsors, Apo Pharma, Gina Chaffee is here, and then COA Therapeutics, Anna Wade and Rafael Escadon. Are they here? And for our premier sponsor for the 4th conference, we have Retrophin, and we have 6 of their representatives here with us today. Noah, Jenna, Eric Dubé, Mark, and Matt, and Feriandis. Okay, so now I'd like to invite our top 3 sponsors, our premier and elite sponsors. They have a few words they'd like to share with you. And then we're going to start with Eric Dubé, the CEO of Retrophin.
Thank you, Patty, and good morning, everyone. My name is Eric Dubé, and I recently joined Retrophin as the new CEO, and I'm really honored to be here at my first NBIA conference, where I and my teammates have the opportunity to listen and to learn from all of your expertise and your experience. We're really humbled to be here, to really be part of this conference and hear from scientific pioneers like Dr. Susan Hayflick and her team, whose work has been foundational to the progress that we've seen in NBIA so far, and from the NBIA individuals and caregivers whose stories really are critical for us to understand what is important to you. I believe, and in my experience, that deep collaboration with the medical community, the biotech industry, and the patient community and caregiver community is absolutely critical for scientific progress around treatment. And we at Retrophin, who are a San Diego-based biotech company that is solely dedicated to rare disease, it's absolutely important that we focus on that collaboration as we move forward. For us at Retrophin, the about 200, 250 employees, rare disease is very important to us. For the majority of our employees, we have been touched personally by rare disease, and so it's personal for us. I myself am a rare cancer survivor, and I bring every day, like all of my colleagues, a real commitment to our work in helping to bring innovation where oftentimes there is none. And I want to share with you very briefly a story for the first month that I was in this role, where I was at a conference much like this for another rare disease for families. And a young woman came up to me and introduced herself and her 10-year-old son, who was just diagnosed with another progressive rare disease, and asked me one question. She said, "What are you going to do to bring a treatment to my son faster?" And it's those words that I remind myself every single day as I come into work, trying to find hope. And that is the commitment that you have from me and from all of the colleagues at Retrophin, where we will listen to your stories, learn from them, and help to make sure that we can bring hope even faster. Thank you so much.
And now I'd like to introduce Gina Chaffee from Apo Pharma.
Hi, my name is Gina Chaffee, and Patty did a great job pronouncing that. Everybody else sort of stumbles, and you got it perfect, so thank you. I work at Alpha Pharma, but I came from a background of working at the Cooley's Anemia Foundation at the very beginning of Deferiprone's life. Back in 1994 was when I started there, and worked for many years with Dr. Vinjinsky, and then 3 years ago came to work with Alpha Pharma to develop their patient advocacy and communications programs. So the work that we do at Alpha Pharma, for the people who are new here, We focus on medications or treating disorders that are caused by the worsening of excess iron or faulty processing of iron. And this includes thalassemia and also PCAN, and we're also doing clinical trials in Parkinson's disorders. So what I do at Patient Advocacy, one of the most important things that we do and what means the most to us is to explore and learn what matters to patients. And so interacting it with patients, being here at this conference, I was here 2 years ago, and learning from you what we can do from the clinical trial phase, which was sort of before my time for PCAN, but moving forward, what kind of things matter to you as we develop empowering programs, supporting opportunities for you to be together, to learn about the condition and its management, and to interact with others in the community is something that's really important to us. And we assist with care, compassionate supply of product, the things that you need, patient advocacy at Alpha Pharma for the disorders that we're working with. It's really a privilege to be able to service you and work with you on these things that you need. And a big part of my role is creating and managing any kind of patient education programs. And we have a pretty big program in thalassemia with helping patients and their families and their friends understand the intrinsities of the disease. And we have this patient website set up for this information, and just keeping in touch with what the patients need and what they tell us they'd like to see us sharing with the community. And so every month we're updating that and sending notifications to the community based actually on feedback from our patient advisory boards all around the world. So with Terracon, which is a study that we sponsored as part of this research consortium that involved 13 partners in 8 countries, we were a sponsoring partner. Dr. Vinchinsky and Jennifer Ferguson will present today on the results. And then our next step will be to discuss with the FDA how we can make deferiprone available to the patients. And we really look forward to working with you to do so. So thank you for welcoming us here again.
And now I'd like to invite Rafael Escandon from COA Therapeutics.
Hello, my name's Anna Wade. I'm not Raphael. And I'm also working at COA Therapeutics. I'm VP of BD and Operations at COA. And I just wanted to thank Patty very much for the opportunity to sponsor this important event, and also the opportunity to speak to you and learn from you for over the next couple of days. Just as a way of background and to introduce you to the company, we wanted to be able to have this opportunity. So COA Therapeutics is working with Professor Susan Jakowski, who is presenting tomorrow some of her work that she's done in collaboration with us. We are developing small molecule activators of PANK2 and all PANK isoforms, PANKs 1, 2, and 3. These activators have been shown to increase coenzyme A in cells and in animal models, and we believe that this may have efficacy and utility in PCAN where there are mutations in PANK2. We are very pleased to be able to work with some incredible scientists, which include Susie Jakowski and Chuck Rock at St. Jude, and also Professor Jinner at Emory. Our team is composed of various people with different backgrounds in neurological and rare disease experience. I personally have a PhD in neuroscience, and then our CEO, Shafiq Farani, which some of you may know, is a neurosurgeon, neurologist, and our Chief Medical Officer, Adam Shaywitz, has previously worked is an endocrinologist who's previously worked in multiple rare disease programs at BioMarin. My colleague Raf can speak for himself.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks, Anna, for the introduction. Just want to say a few words quickly about our opportunity here. Again, thanks to Patty for the invitation. This is our first opportunity to interact with families and care providers, and we're really looking forward to maximizing our opportunity to learn from all of you. As Anna said, I'm the head of clinical development, so what I've been doing for the past 25 years, and really seven years in rare diseases is to take drug candidates through their development stages and FDA approval. So we're a little bit, we're not quite there in terms of getting a molecule ready to go in the clinic, but we're hoping to do that relatively soon. And we're looking forward again to learning from all of you about what a trial might look like in patients with PCAN in the future. So again, really looking forward to having an opportunity to interact with you over the next 2 days. From a patient advocacy perspective, you're looking at patient advocacy for COA. You're also looking at about a third of the company right now. So what we're hoping to do is to have this be a real, the beginning of a real opportunity to form a relationship and to learn, and that will hopefully end up with a potential new therapeutic. So thank you very much.